just to let everybody know, I am the luckiest human in the world because I'm sharing space with these two. Okay. And I'm sharing space with these two because today we are doing a laugh and learn, embracing humanness. And there is the amazing medium Betsy Palmer. We have
Aloha.
Tanys from Twillo Lifestyle. And I am Tarot Stash. You all are the best chatters. Please do. Yes. There you go. I can do that.
He does it so much better, doesn't he, Betsy?
Please like, share, and subscribe. It's free. Links to all of our channels are below. And this is, of course, for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance, really. And all three of us do private readings, and contact information for how to do that is below in the description. So, okay, got all that done?
Yay. Sip, sip, everybody.
Yes.
Sip,
Sip.
I've been looking forward to this ever since we discussed.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, because this is Betsy's idea.
It's awesome.
And I'm like going, I am all over it. I would be happy to host that. And Tanys, you were, when you heard about it, you were like going, yes.
Yes.
When?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, Betsy, what brought this up? Let me ask you that. And you can share as much or as little as you'd like.
Well, I'll try and keep it brief, and I'll try to be succinct. Sometimes it can get a little esoteric, but anyway, so what brought this up was so many people are on the inner journey and following a spiritual path, and we wake up, or we begin to wake up, or we begin to have awarenesses about existence beyond what we know in this human vehicle that we're in. And we spend a lot of time investigating that and discovering things and looking at new things. And sometimes being out there, taking ourselves out of the human into different planes of existences, reality, whatever, can be a bit intoxicating. There can be so much joy and so much pleasure and so much freedom in spending time in those places that we become sad to come back and be in the human vehicle again. And I remember coming to a point of recognizing how badly my soul wanted to be in this lifetime, that my soul truly wanted to come and do this mission. I tell the story all the time that I'm up there on the fluffy cloud with my spirit council around me, and we're looking through the big book of lives, selecting our next incarnation. And I point to one and I say, this one, this is it. We've done that before. I'm not, but look at this. And my whole team is like, oh God, no. No. But I can. I've been there so many times. I know I can do it. And they're like, no. And finally I wear them down and they agree to let me come into this lifetime. And so that, for me, I know it sounds silly and dramatic because, hey, Leo. But
Me too.
But I preferred to be out there so much more than in here. And I recognized I was doing my soul an injustice by not respecting my soul's intention for what we wanted to accomplish in this lifetime. And that it was important to recognize and respect my higher consciousness, wisdom of wanting to come here and experience certain lessons. And so that helped me to settle down and be willing to participate as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, guys?
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like going,
I can totally relate.
yeah, that's well said, actually. That's
Mhm.
well said. Yeah. Tanys, what was it that got your interest in having this conversation?
Yeah, I think it is about that balance between the two, because I think as readers, as healers, we spend a lot of time out there, and we really do always have to watch all three aspects of self, right? We have to watch our physical, we have to watch our mental, emotional, as well as the spiritual. And I think, with the work that we do, we tend to spend a little bit more time on that spiritual. And of course, the emotions come in because that's part of that human experience. The physical one is one that I need to focus on a little bit more. And actually, this year is the year that I kind of said, okay, this is the time to start focusing on this, on the physical part of things, because I do really enjoy being out there and I do a lot of work out there. But I do need to be here in this physical experience. I mean, we are here to learn. And if I'm out there, then I'm not learning what I need to learn here. And so that is like a disservice, right, to our soul in doing that. So,
well said.
Yes.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Gerald?
It struck me because Betsy and I were talking about this, and I thought, I hadn't really thought about that. It makes a lot of sense because I sometimes lose my patience with myself and others when people are out there too much and they're not part of here.
Mm-hmm.
And that says a lot about me. I am aware of that. So it was like, maybe I need to, it would be beneficial for me to pause long enough to go, what does that mean? And what's involved?
Mm-hmm.
So it's because, people who are up here, they're fun to a certain point and then it gets tiring. And
Sorry, Gerald.
Yes. Yeah, no. Well, and let's face it, I'm a lot for some people. I know, gasps from the crowd.
You are exactly who you're meant to be, Gerald.
I am totally exactly who I'm meant to be. And sometimes I'm not for everybody.
I don't know anybody that is for everybody.
So, true.
It doesn't work that way.
Yes. So I was like, this is a good, let's press pause and look at this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And let's press pause and say hi to some people who are here.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee is here. Kaylee, I'm going to be chatting with later tonight. Excited for the topic and, of course, the laughs. Beth is here.
Hey, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
And Beth has cabin fever. Snow, sub-zero temps have really kept me and my little dog inside for over a week. Yep.
Word. Yesterday was my first day in the ocean in maybe 10 days, almost 2 weeks. And today is dumping rain again. So.
We got snow again.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sonia is here. Hello.
Hey, Sonia.
Book is here. Good to see you, Book Bewitched.
I saw that earlier. Her freaking yay. So funny.
Hey,
Laura is here. Good to see you, as is Joyful Journey.
Hey, Jen.
And you're being buttered up. I'm kidding, Kaylee. It's true. Book with a fox. Fox the Book is here.
Can we shorten it to Foxy Book?
We could.
Clever. Jackie's Crystal Moon. And Beth is making chicken noodle soup. So she's in listening mode.
Perfect for this one. Yeah.
Yes. I'm actually cooking some beans so that they can go into chili.
Ooh.
Nice.
So Golden Yellow is here. Hi, Golden Yellow.
Hey.
I don't think I've met you before. Hello.
I haven't either.
Hi,
That's
Pamela.
awesome. Hey.
Golden Yellow, this is Medium Betsy Palmer and Tanys
Aloha.
and Pamela. And then we
Hello,
have
Pamela. Delphi.
Delphi
Hey, Delphi.
and
Hi.
Fatima,
Hi.
Hi.
and Rossi is back.
Hey, Rossi.
Tom, Early Ritual is here. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
And Pogo Kaylee said, if we are that way, we've completely lost our sense of self, changing for everyone else.
I
Yes.
think that might be in response, but yes.
In
We
response,
can-
yes.
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 Mhm.
Peacock Rainbow Flower Beauty is here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Sonia.
yes, a lot to be balanced and present in our world at times.
Can be. Mhm.
Yes. Only you can choose to be human, Tom. I'm not going to force you to do anything.
He said teach, not necessarily force. We do a lot of teaching and people don't always do it.
Oh, I know. Oh, look. and Tom, did you just see what Tanys did? Gerald, he said teach. All right.
I have one too, but it's big. It kind of covers my face.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Joanne is here. Hello, Joanne. We are talking about being human and embracing our humanness. So, yeah, there you go. So, and okay. So, yes, and of course we are going to have a laugh. So that's why it's called a laugh and learn. So, but I'm glad everybody is here. So thank you. This is streaming on a couple of platforms. It's on Tanys's Facebook. Is it on your Facebook or Twillo?
Mine.
Okay. And
Mhm.
then on their YouTube as well. So thank you everyone for being here. So, all right, I'm going to take a sip because now I'm going to go, okay, what's the next question? Oh, here. Why is this an important topic?
I can tell you one of the big keys for me. I was very late to understanding how important grounding really is.
Mhm.
And I was also under the impression that to be psychic meant to be out there. That's where the psychic stuff was, out there. And when I started to get really serious about grounding and why that was important, all of a sudden my intuitive abilities shot forward. I became so much more psychic. And then it occurred to me that the intuition, what do we call it? Follow your what intuition? Follow your gut intuition. We don't say follow your brain intuition, follow your mind intuition. We say follow your gut intuition. And all of a sudden it was the BGO, the blinding glimpse of the obvious. My intuition resided within my body, and grounding to Mother Earth and strengthening my connection to Earth allowed my abilities to shine much more brightly.
Yeah, I agree. And we act as that bridge. And so if we're not fully in our body, we can't channel whatever it is that's coming through, whether it's energy for energy healing, whether it's information. If we're not really allowing it in, then we can't. And you're right about, we do get that gut feeling. We've got brain cells in our stomach, we have them in our heart, and we have them in our head.
Yeah.
And really our emotions are a big guide when it comes to our intuitive abilities. And how do we experience emotion? We experience it physically. We experience that clench in our stomach when we're upset, right? Or the butterflies when we're anxious or nervous, or that tension in our chest. So really being tuned into the body it really helps you to sort of understand what energies are all around you at any given time, because there's energies coming at us from all different directions all the time.
Yeah.
So that's part of, I think, doing what we do, is being able to interpret sort of our body signals. And that's hard to do if you're only out there.
Yes.
Yeah. And Betsy and I've talked a lot about grounding, protection, psychic hygiene. And I always think of grounding. Grounding is extremely important because it's like taking a plug and putting it into the socket.
Mhm.
And when I do that, I am connected and this information can channel through me, and I'm able to do so without interfering,
Mm.
or I try to do so without interfering.
Well, I think it also helps us keep from getting drained as well.
Mhm.
Because when we connect to source and we connect to earth, then we've got a constant flow going through us. So we're not having to sort of exert more energy to bring the stuff in as well.
Yes.
Just,
Yes. I think this is, the idea of embracing humanness is important because it is, this is where we are. We are with other humans
yes.
and other creatures. And being human, it gives us the ability to truly connect at that level. So I think that's it's helpful. I think it's important because it keeps us balanced. Anytime we are actually like going like this, we're out of balance. If we try to stay as close as to limit the sway or the
Mhm.
movement as much as possible, I think it's extremely helpful for me. So
Yeah, for me too.
For me too. Works
Yeah.
for me too.
yeah. And okay, Froxy Roxy is here. And Joanne said, I've been a spiritualist since 1978. My only problem is that I am not able to tell whether I'm actually getting the message I think I am, or if it's just wishful thinking. That does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. You got to
I,
agree.
I invite you, Joanne, to think about when it's coming in, how it's coming in, and what your body is doing when it's coming in.
Yeah.
Because there is a subtle difference between when it's somebody else's thoughts coming in and my own.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
It's very true. Jackie shared, you have to consider whether it was an immediate first thought or you were thinking about it for more than a second.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
agree with
really
that.
hard.
It is.
Yeah.
I always go to grounding. If you get a thought and you don't know if it's yours or not, ground and ask Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But can I share my lovely story about what Mother Earth told me?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably one of my favorite stories of all my spiritual things, is that when I was deepening my relationship with Mother Earth and grounding, she showed me that the reason our planet has gravity, because not all planets have gravity. The reason our planet has gravity is because she loves us all so much. She wants to feel each of our steps on her skin.
Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's
I love
that's
that.
an amazing image.
Yeah, I love that.
That's great. Yeah. Um, we had, okay, so what does it mean to embrace our humanness? And by the way, we're getting a lot of love for that. So, and I'd love to hear what people in chat say about that. What does it mean to embrace your humanness? So,
I can start with that if you like. I kind of feel like embracing your humanness is like allowing yourself to feel the whole gamut of emotion. Because emotions are really why we come down here. We come down here to learn what it's like to be human. And really, the energies and the emotion of being on the earth is a big part of that.
mhm.
So, if we can allow ourselves to feel all of the emotions and allow our body to process through that energy. Doesn't mean hold on to it, but allowing it to process through. That is part of what it's like to be human. So it's like embracing the fact that we're emotional beings, embracing the fact that, we can feel passion, embrace the fact that we can do things like taste, because we can't do that in every other, in all the other ways that we've been incarnated. And so really embracing the senses in all of its glory is part of that, embracing the humanness, and then also the emotional aspect of that as well.
I really like that. And I want to add to that is because part of it is embracing humanness, because sometimes when I'm doing this stuff, I'm doing this. When I'm feeling connected, I'm channeling, doing the whatever it is that I do. I am part of it. I'm watching it, but I am not it.
Right.
And so the for me, embracing humanness is being in those full moments of all of the emotions, all of the senses. And sometimes that I have gone through periods of my life where I've separated that out, not knowing that I was doing it, not aware of it. And when then I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where I feel that in my body. It takes work. It took work for me, and still takes work for me to get back to that.
Yeah.
So it's actually truly being in the experience at a participatory level. So what are you thinking, Betsy? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. I'm at the moment, I'm like, and I know you guys would probably be like, oh, don't. But I put on a ring today that has a diamond in it that I found the stone on Haleakala, which is Pele's territory. And so Pele has something she wants to say, but okay. Whew. All right, I'm back. Anyway, embracing humanness. But this is from Betsy. What that means to me is more of an esoteric thing, in that I am going to be present and try and be as mindful as possible in this lifetime, and continue to strive to cultivate, out of respect for my higher consciousness and my spiritual team that has reasons for me being here. I cannot understand that. I may not ever while I am here in this human vehicle, but it was a collaborative effort to get me here. And out of respect for them, I'm going to do everything I can to further myself on this in this lifetime.
I like that. That feels like a deeper connection of I'm doing this. There seems to be an understanding of that higher vibrational impact of existing in this lower vibrational plane.
And now Pele is back. She says, now you guys remember, Pele is not known for her placid temperament. She is the fire goddess, and she is salty, but she's kind of presents with hands on hips, and she's like, you human beings, you need to be taught a lesson that we gods spend a lot of effort making all this land for you to come down here and stand on it and do your duty and learn your things you're supposed to be learning. You're not here on our good graces. You're here. You've got a job to do, because you have other jobs to do in other realms. And if you don't wake up and get to cooking and get your stuff done, you are holding us all up in the galaxy. And now she's out.
Wow. My goodness.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
A fan from Pele.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's a really clear. Really get into the physicality of it.
Yeah.
There's multiple reasons. You okay, Betsy?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm relieved she got to say her piece. Let me tell you, because I almost couldn't see. I was getting a whiteout in front of me, like snow blind. So she got to say her thing, and now I can see you guys in some color again.
Oh, good. Good.
I'm going to catch up in chat because we've got
Mhm.
a lot of the best chatters are bringing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If we are that way, we've completely lost our sense of self, changing for everyone else. Yes. Yes, a lot of balanced. Yes, a lot to be balanced and present in our world at times. It can be very, very tough. You are
Absolutely.
absolutely right.
And you would not have had multiple efforts at this if you were to be here at this time. This is not the training wheels era
No.
to be in. This is intentional era.
And
Yeah.
I think that's what Paley is referring to too, is that we're here for a mission. So we need to do the mission.
Is there something else that needs to come through, Betsy?
I don't know. I'm gonna just
Okay.
if they need me, they'll let me know.
Okay. Tom Early Ritual said, I think that embracing humanness is also looking and understanding outside yourself as well as understanding humanness as a whole. Empathy is part of that. Yes.
Yes, and compassion for others.
Yes.
Understanding that we are human and so is everyone else. So we are all imperfect in our human ways.
Yes. Yes. Patricia said, I am embracing all of myself in shadow and light and allowing self-love and self-worth to lift me up within it.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. Love that, Patricia.
Awesome.
And Beth said, oh, Betsy, that made me cry, and it's not the onion in my soup. Earlier.
You know, people,
Yeah.
or the word earthing is such a popular thing now, but that's exactly it. Barefoot on the ground. That way, Mother Earth she's feeling you walking on her skin, but now you can feel her skin on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Jackie's Crystal Moon said, the need to embrace the fact that we are not invincible, that we have lots of complex feelings, and honoring them and being able to mind others too. That mistakes are okay, and it's all okay, as Tanys said, emotion. To feel and be able to process those feelings is human. Identify and question too. Why am I feeling? Yeah.
Yeah. Questioning is wonderful.
Yes.
Self-reflection, the key to that spiritual journey, right?
Yes. Pamela Batchelor said, my feeling is humanness is the feeling of being in my home, contentment of knowing I'm home here. Okay. Like that.
That's good. I think there are some that may not feel at home on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you are, Pamela.
Lucky.
Yeah. Jane the Seeker said, I accept that I screw up, process, and move on.
Yep.
Love that.
Good.
Yep.
We are all perfectly imperfect.
Yeah, I like to pretend I'm an actor in a sitcom, and when ridiculous things happen, I cue the laugh track and applause.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Froxy Roxy, this is a two-part. Part one, I think it means to accept all aspects of your humanness, your anger, goodness, selfishness, generosity, all parts of who you really are, and know that you decide which of these parts you are most in tune to. Who do you want to be? Accept the better self. I think that's a lot. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know. So, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think that the shadow part of that we're the ones that put the good or bad on the emotion. We say that society or programming has programmed us to believe that selfishness is bad or that anger is bad. But are they? Or are they just energy that needs to filter through?
Yeah. Moray is here, and Candy, Soul and Soil. So, ever
Twisted
since
sushi.
Twisted Sushi here. Okay, ever since my close friend Theo died, I spend much more real time in my body. When I sip tea, I'm present for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Candy asked, is the collective consciousness part of humanness as the pool of all of us? If so, we need to look out to
Maybe look out as well.
maybe to look out as well.
Yeah. As like look outside as well as inside, so that we're learning others as well as learning from ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I'm
that might be
a big
what you mean.
believer in the collective consciousness. I think that's what being a psychic is, because everything that's ever thought of or done, past, present, future, is there already. And
Yeah. We just tap into it.
we tap into it. I agree. Yep.
Yeah. I love this insight. Thank you, everybody. Sonia said yes, Betsy. Let's get it. Let's get on it.
Yeah.
And
Somebody mentioned in the chat somewhere along the line, my workbook on Amazon. It's You Are Gifted. Yes, that is me. It's really my workshop syllabus with exercises.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon Sipe is here. Yes, we are multifaceted and
multi-dimensional.
Was it multi-dimensional, not multi? Yes,
it's both. We're both.
Yes, multifaceted and multidimensional.
Yeah.
I think the processing, the questioning is a key part. Some animals, we would say, can feel emotion, but it's our ability to seek cause and effect, purpose, etc., that differentiates us. Could be. I think there's a difference. There's different spins on that, but I'm not currently in that realm, so I don't experience what animals experience. I know some people can connect in.
I think they have more of that discerning process than what we give them credit for. I know, Betsy, you work with the whales and the dolphins there and stuff, and turtles. I think they have a lot of that kind of sort of. It may not be like a self-reflection, but it's definitely an awareness, a self-awareness of things.
And my sister is an animal communicator, and for her, talking to animals is the same as talking. They have the same type of, or they present their intelligence exactly as we can interpret it as human beings. What they don't have is the spin on the judgment of right and wrong and good and bad. They see all things happening as this is the thing that is happening. So they're really clear about all of that. And I I think pretty much all animals are not given the credit that they deserve for intelligence.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really great chat that I am not able to keep up with in the chat. So thank you, best chatters. Keep it going. As a human, arrogance and convenience to believe other animals are lesser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, human beings do the same thing to other human beings, right? So why would they not include animals in that, right? So that just goes to show you where people are in their balance between the physical and the spiritual.
Yeah. So embracing humanness, did all three of us get to share about that?
I think so.
I'm just making sure.
Acceptance of shadow, as it came up through the rest of it. That was, they're yelling at me about that, so I needed to say that. acceptance of those shadow pieces.
Haley wants to know where her picture is on the screen, why there's only 3 pictures. She said her bit too.
Well, she can just come and, manifest here, and I have another
Yeah,
camera. She can come and get on the camera.
Terrify me. You're showing up right here. My God.
MLR said, as someone who thinks and feels deeply, it is difficult for me to embrace humanness. Not sure if I'm going to pass this semester.
The fact that you feel deeply is your humanness.
Yeah. And the fact that
your
you're
humanness.
questioning it is.
Yes, I was just going to say.
Closer to it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that you've asked that question or you've made that statement actually proves to me a level of humanness about it.
Absolutely.
Because you're aware of it. So
Yeah.
Peter J. Watts is here. Hello, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
And remember, if you're stuck in not being able to accept all the acts of humanity, what the acts are you focusing on? Because you may be focusing on one side of the extreme, and I say it constantly, remember, the pendulum swings both ways, right? So whatever you're seeing that's uncomfortable over here, you must remember as a duty to yourself that is met and matched in kind on the opposite.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think it's that idea of shadow work and light work. I always go back to it's work of what kind, and we show up and we do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling more deeply is our humanity.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, man. I think animals feel pretty deeply too.
Yep.
I don't think that is an exclusivity to humans.
No, I don't think it's an exclusivity, but I think it's what keeps us connected to other humans, the human experience.
Yeah. And I just watched a video on birds in ritual circle mourning the death of one of their flock, reminiscent of early human death rituals.
Yeah.
So
I've seen cows do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely goes to that. It's definitely that sense. So
yeah, the first time I saw cows hold a funeral, I was like, "Whoa, wait, those aren't elephants; those are cows." Wait, what? Yeah.
So we're just over halfway through our time, and I'm sorry, I have to put this up.
Yeah.
Although they don't help with housework, animals.
No.
Excuse me. Anybody that owns a cat knows the cats try and help you make the bed every time you put fresh sheets. Come on.
They're not very good at it, but they try. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of people have brought up the amazing things that, it's just like going, it's hard not to be anthropocentric, but I'm not sure if humanness is really a thing. We're all one consciousness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And elephants mourn their dead family members, try to bury them with tree limbs, dirt, stay with their dead for days. Some babies will never leave their dead mothers. Yep. I mean, and this is true. And Tom says it's not helping, Betsy, when the cats, during that. So
yeah.
So the techniques, I mean, when we're trying to embrace our humanness, how do you do that? What are some techniques that you've used?
So just eating, brushing your teeth, going for a walk, sitting and breathing air. We all do those techniques all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that dancing and allowing your body to feel music, doing some of those somatic release, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think for me, a lot of times is if I have if I'm no longer physically in my body, we've talked about this, the idea of grounding in a way that works best for you.
Mhm.
Movement is an important thing for me. I need to get up and move around. I need to stretch. Drinking water is a really good thing to help me ground and
Yeah.
to be aware of being in my body. And a lot of times it's being in my body and being aware of my body,
Mhm.
is being aware of the vessel. So,
So taking a moment to say, what does my body need right now?
mhm. Yes,
What do I need right now?
yes,
Mindfulness practices of whatever works really well for you in mindfulness. That's what's helpful for me, is trying to be mindful and being present in the moment. And um, sometimes I'll even say, "Hey, look, guys, look what I'm doing. I'm going to take you swimming with me right now. So
mhm,
let's is it I imagine my guides getting to live vicariously through me with the physical senses that perhaps are not the same everywhere else. Everywhere else, feeling the touch of something with your hands, feeling the water slipping past your skin.
yes,
Yeah, and right, appreciation rituals for eating and drinking and
mhm,
pleasures and the peacefulness that moments that we can find. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we have kindness is a great technique. Being grateful.
Yeah.
Sonia is a dancer.
Salt
Uh,
baths. Yeah.
yeah. So
Massages.
massages, yes.
And just really paying attention to what it's feeling like when you're having one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
JJ is here. So JJ,
Oh.
what's a technique to remember your humanness? No pressure.
Yeah.
We'll wait. We'll wait. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think I think one of the things that's really important for me is a good laugh,
Yes.
a good sense of humor, because for me, when we were talking about this, is you know it's this can be very fun being here for it can be very fun, the ability to laugh, to a good belly laugh gets me right back into my body. That also then helps me to be able to go, oh, I'm here, I can start, and then I can connect differently, I can connect again. So I think it's a really powerful thing. So um okay, and we have yoga.
Yeah.
Mel S is here. Hello. Pamela
Hello.
Batcher said helping others.
Yeah.
I find my humorness is overwhelming. I feel emotions so deeply.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boundaries are a beautiful thing.
And the grounding thing, right?
Yeah.
So when you're feeling overwhelming emotion, it's a lot of energy. So really grounding and sending excess energy down into the earth can help with some of that.
And I get it. It can be that
Yeah.
emotional overwhelm can be intoxicating, but is it serving you?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I would also say, what part of the emotions are mine
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and which are someone else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it can be like going to a pot party and everybody sharing a joint and getting high together, right? That's a lot of fun to be in that space. But is it doing you any good? And yeah, and is it yours?
Mhm.
And Patricia said massage therapy, acupuncture both work well. I'm a professional standard ballroom dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Angela Cardamancy Mesquite is lurking. Good to see you.
Hello.
Angela.
Um, and yeah, laughter always makes you feel better.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah, and JJ was saying that, and JJ also shared Bare feet on dirt.
Yes.
Yep.
I was like going, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So and a lot of support in the chat. So thank you.
Do you remember how good it used to feel when we were kids and we would make sandcastles on the beach?
Yeah.
And you would sit in the sand and you're
Mud
playing with the earth, or mud pies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. With our human frailty, we are still stronger than we think. Take a moment and look at yourself and see what you have overcome, even if it's just one little thing.
Yeah.
I used to do a technique, well, I guess I still do with my clients. 3 things you're grateful for, but also 3 things you're proud of yourself for. So that would
Yes.
things that you've overcome, things that you're proud of yourself for overcoming.
Yes. MLR said, I've always felt trapped in a body. I think I linger a bit in this in the non-physical, which is part of the reason that we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's very honest. Thank you.
We came here for a reason. Our soul had very specific intentions for its expansion, and that's why we came here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Linda Bishop, as a girl, I loved to climb trees.
Yes.
I could only
Yes.
now.
When you get on those top branches and you peek your head over the top leaves and look around, wasn't that fun? That was so much fun.
Yeah. And Joanne said, my dog always used to try to help me with making the bed.
Yep.
So,
they do their part.
Yeah.
They try.
Yes, they try. And they're very helpful that way.
They are.
They're very helpful that way. So, techniques for embracing humanness. And Linda said, I was Tarzan. Love it.
Awesome.
Climbing trees. I did spend a lot of time in trees too as a kid. So, yeah.
Part of the reason my company is named Twillow is because we had a willow tree in our backyard when I was like 4 and 5. And it was magical to be out there with just a blanket on the ground, looking up at the tree and really connecting that way. That was magical for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trees are so healing.
Painting.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison, Aries Girl Tarot, said, being outside is crucial. So many people talk about it, but a lot of people hardly ever do it. Get outside. I don't care what the weather is.
Yeah.
So, even if it is to say one thing to somebody who may need to hear it, then we have served the greater good. Finger painting.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that when I was a kid.
I remember one time we went on this like it was like a school trip or something, and we did like finger painting, but with our feet.
Mm-hmm.
We had our feet in the paint and walked along paper and stuff.
Cool.
Loved it.
Yeah. Swinging on grapevine. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Until you land on your butt.
Well, yeah, but that's the idea. It's the swing to get you into the crick.
Yes.
Right?
True.
I mean,
I love it, Gerald, that you just said crick. Thank you.
you're welcome. Or creek for the others of you. And Tom disagrees with you, Allison. He says it's too cold. So,
Yeah.
Playing with Play-Doh.
Yeah.
So,
Art's great for being in the moment, that mindfulness, just fully engaged in the present moment. The arts are just, golly, that's got to be top tier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, and so I have to say this, artificial light, especially at unnatural hours, is so toxic. Circadian rhythms, people, it is important. She's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, And so I think okay, there's you all are so great. So but yeah, okay. So I'm like going, there's so much chat. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if there was what happens when we're out of balance in being human.
Yeah. Well, the extremes are easy to see on the news every day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People that have just clearly forgotten a connection to spirit. I mean, that drama is played out on screen and film daily. And we also did talk a bit about people that are just so out there and ungrounded that we can it can lend us to being flighty and unreliable and not being able to really get action in gear, get the wheels in motion and the actions it takes to accomplish the things that we do dream of. I mean, when you're up there, you dream of a lot of stuff. And we all know people who are dreamers, but dreamers aren't necessarily known for their acting out and, their ability to carry things through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So for me, it's like either extreme kind of slows down progress. Either we're out there enjoying the ethers so much that we're not here taking action, or we're so engrossed in the drama that we're doing things that really aren't serving us and really aren't helpful for our learning, other than accumulating karma to a certain degree, which is not without benefit, but it's just not progressing us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure, Tanys, you can say that probably make it sound a lot more professional.
No, I thought you did very well. I think that flightiness, the not being able to keep track of time and space when you're too flighty, right? You're like, oh, I forgot to pay that bill.
Yeah.
Or I forgot to eat today. Oh yeah. Those kinds of things. And they don't serve us in our human existence because we're not able to, like, there are certain things that we do have to be able to do at this stage. We may not like them, like paying bills, right? But it is a necessity for us to exist here at this time. So that is part of the human experience. Whether we like that part or not is up to us, right? Or up to our situation, whatever that is. But I think you're right. When we get caught in the drama of things, that's the other end of that. We get caught in that drama triangle where we're trying to play victim, villain, or hero. And if we can pull ourselves out of that, then we can kind of find that in between. But that is part of that balancing process for sure.
Yeah.
And I do think that when we start our spiritual journeys, our lifetime, we usually get programmed to be like too grounded. And then we start our spiritual journeys and we tend to go all the way the other way, just like most things, right?
Yes.
And then we have to come back and go, okay, yeah, I've seen that. Okay, I need to be like here. So how do I have one foot in and one foot out of that humanness to create that balance? And that's kind of, for me, the best meditation for me to really create that is really doing that, connecting to source, bringing that down through the chakra system, creating roots in my feet, putting them down around the core of the earth, bringing that energy up and all the way back up so that you've got both types of energy flowing through.
Yeah. And Allison said pain, inflammation, inability to sleep, etc. All of these are symptoms of imbalance. It's not natural to experience these things. And when we experience those things, how quickly we don't experience those any longer, those go away, can help us as we understand that how quickly we can get back into balance.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm finding something in me that has to say this. As a woman well into menopause, I don't have a whole lot of friends in my peer group that do not feel some level of physical discomfort pretty much on the daily. Or I really don't know too many women in my peer group that have slept for 8 hours without waking up. in
Mhm.
probably 10 or 20 years. So I'm not sure that resonates for me necessarily.
Sure. That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. I mean, and your individual usage may vary.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's also born a little bit for me for backlash from A Course in Miracles, because there's an aspect of A Course in Miracles about dis-ease and about judging yourself as inferior for not being well that aligned for me also with some of the basic 12-step premise of every day waking up and judging yourself an addict, that you're getting up and labeling yourself as less than. And
Yes.
I had a problem with that. So I flunked ACIM because I couldn't get on board with judging myself as an inferior thinker if I had a sinus infection. Okay, the cottonwood trees are in bloom and I have a sinus infection and I'm inferior. There's something wrong with me in my thinking and my way of living, or I wouldn't be experiencing this. It didn't serve me. I had to reject it.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that in the sense that I remember going through my Reiki training and all of the energy healing stuff. And, there's the frequency thing where if you're below 50, you start to get 50 megahertz, you start to get colds and flus and stuff. And I remember thinking, I'm working on my vibration and I'm sick. How did this happen? And I really went into judgment over what am I not doing right? Because I'm sick. What am I not doing right? And then you get into those negative thought patterns and it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
And I've had fibromyalgia since I was 20, 21. So I agree with, I think it's Tom that said he's got chronic pain.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can be doing all the right things, but sometimes it's in our journey.
Yeah.
There's a learning that comes with going through the chronicness of, right?
Yeah.
If it wasn't something that served us, then humankind would have no need for wheelchairs.
Right.
It was something that was unnatural and was not a part of our regular life. We all accept the fact that a lot of people are born handicapped because their soul has a purpose for experiencing that role of dependency upon others, and also having wisdom beyond the physicality. I mean, we all accept that. So
Yeah. And I think, this is one of those things. There are lots of different aspects of this,
Mm-hmm.
The humanness of it, the physical body, the way we move, the way we breathe, what we eat, how we feel. It's huge. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I hate diet plays a part, yeah, but a diet can't get around the fact that I broke 12 bones when I was young.
mm,
I can eat the best stuff on the planet, but this body is still going to remember. Hey, you let a horse sit on you at high speed. Was that so smart? Was that so smart?
probably not, but that's
Yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was a foodie. I did that whole thing for a while too. Yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
I agree with Moira. Aging, illness, and dying are also part of being human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just accepting that we have those kinds of aspects to self.
Yeah. It's our journey. It's part of our journey.
Yeah.
Maybe if we didn't have physical limitations, we would never slow down long enough to go into a deep dive on the inner journey.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, and isn't that interesting? We're talking about being spiritual, and we're also talking about being humans in a physical body at this vibrational level, for lack of a better term. And it's like we're okay. We're always in flux, aren't we?
Absolutely.
I want to always be in flux. I want to always be growing, evolving, changing.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, I'm thinking about this. I have to constantly work at last summer it worked for me to do this to start feeling in my body. It may not work for me next year.
Yeah.
It's evolution.
Well, it's a universal law that everything changes, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the universal laws.
And, you know, if we have a lesson to learn, it doesn't matter what we're doing. It's going to come to us. It will arrive. We cannot trick our soul out of experiencing the things that we came here to do. I mean, we can do the best that we can do and try and support ourselves and our loved ones as much as we can. But I think, isn't that what not being codependent, not being enabling is to accept and allow the being to go through the things it came here to do.
And that's, yes. And sometimes that's very challenging.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and that's part of that human experience.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And again, look, the best chatters showed up today.
Absolutely.
You all were amazing. Thank you. And again, Tanys is here. Medium Betsy Palmer is here. I'm here. All three of us do readings. Yes, all three of us do readings. And thank you very much, both of you, for coming and being part of this.
It was fun.
Thank you, Gerald, for hosting. Very, very much. Thank you for allowing us the platform and holding space for us. Thank you.
Of course. And I'm looking
that.
forward to the next opportunity that the three of us have to be together. So
absolutely, me
thank
too.
You, all the best chatters and all the best lurkers. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. I love me some lurkers. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
A hui ho.